Fact 50. South America's eastern leanings. Looking at the map of the world, you may have just come to realize that the entire continent of South America is towards the east of Orlando, Florida. Isn't that odd? Especially as it means that every country in South America leans farther east than Central Florida. The layout of the world is truly fascinating. Fact 49. The deepest caves in the world. Next up, we head over to the Western Caucasus in Georgia to find the Veryovkina Cave. It is recorded as the deepest cave on Earth, reaching a staggering depth of 2,212 meters. Just nearby in the same mountain range is the Krubera Cave, which held the top title for years and is currently the second deepest known cave, plunging about 2,199 meters into the Earth. Fact 48. Never too far from Chile. According to the geography experts, any given country is never more than 5 Chiles away from Chile. Odd statement, right? But this just means that due to the thin nature of Chile, it stretches across the western coast of South America. As such, if you measure the distance from any point on Earth to Chile while using the 4,300 kilometer length of Chile as a unit, you'd actually find that you are never more than 5 Chiles away from the South American country. Fact 47. A straight-line ocean route. Believe it or not, but you can actually sail in a perfectly straight line for thousands of kilometers across multiple oceans without touching land. One remarkable example is a route that passes through the Arabian Sea, Indian Ocean, and into Arctic waters while avoiding all continents and islands. These straight-line ocean routes demonstrate the vast, uninterrupted expanses of water that cover our planet and challenge our perception of global geography. Fact 46. Tibetan Canyon. We've heard about the Grand Canyon in the US, but have we ever heard about the Yarlung Tsangpo Grand Canyon? Located in Tibet, this magnificent feat of nature was carved by rivers passing through the Himalayas, tectonic forces, erosion, and other forces of nature for millions of years. So much so that it is considered to be approximately 6,000 meters deep. Fact 45. The coldest place in the world. The coldest place in the world is located on Antarctica's East Antarctic Plateau. While the long-standing ground record is minus 89.2 degrees Celsius at Vostok Station, satellite data has recently identified pockets on the plateau that reach as low as minus 93.2 degrees Celsius to minus 98 degrees Celsius. This is due to its high elevation, the months of total darkness during the polar night, and the way the ice sheet's topography traps supercooled air in shallow hollows. Fact 44. The land of the Guineas. Did you know that there are actually 5 major places on the planet that use the name Guinea? There are 4 independent nations: Guinea, Guinea-Bissau, and Equatorial Guinea in Africa, and Papua New Guinea in Oceania. Additionally, there is French Guiana, an overseas territory of France located in South America. Fact 43. The Dover Strait/English Channel. Considered to be the busiest shipping lane in the world, the Dover Strait, within the English Channel, sees over 500 ships passing through it every day. It serves as a vital gateway between the Atlantic Ocean and the North Sea. The Dover Strait is the narrowest point of the English Channel, with a width of approximately 34 kilometers between the White Cliffs of Dover in England and Cap Gris-Nez in France. Fact 42. Dramatic Mountain in Nepal. Although many of us may be fascinated by Mount Everest, there is another mountain in Nepal that captures the imagination. Take a look at Mount Annapurna, one of the most captivating mountains in the world. We are more concerned with its south face at this point in time. Referred to as the Annapurna South Face, it represents one of the most sudden rises in any mountain that can be found on the planet. From the base to the summit, the mountain rises to a monolithic 14,600 feet in just 2.5 horizontal miles. It is so steep it has its own weather conditions. No wonder it is considered to be the deadliest 8,000-meter peak in the Himalayas. Sounds like a ton of fun. Fact 41. Natural nuclear reactor. If you ever find yourself in Gabon, make sure you make your way to the Oklo region. This region is home to the only natural nuclear fission reactors on the planet. Formed over the period of 2 billion years, these natural reactors came together naturally because the uranium concentration in the area was high and the water there acted as a natural moderator. No human intervention came into play when this wonder of nature came together. Fact 40. The Fragile State Index. This is a ranking used to measure the vulnerability of a country based on social, economic, and political pressures that affect a central government's control over its territory. In the most recent indices, Somalia typically ranks first as the most fragile state, while Norway consistently sits at the bottom as the most stable. This is one of the few global lists where being in last place is actually the highest achievement. If these facts are blowing your mind, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. There's way more coming. Fact 39. One of the world's oldest rivers. Let's take a look at the Finke River. Located in central Australia, it is believed to be one of the oldest river systems on Earth, with parts of its course about 300 to 340 million years old. This makes it older than dinosaurs. It was even there when the first trees started growing on land. Interestingly enough, it only flows for a few days every year, making it an intermittent river that carries ancient geological history. Fact 38. The Wallace Line biological barrier. Ever heard of the Wallace Line? This is a line that separates Bali and Lombok. This is also the site of a deep underwater trench that creates a permanent biological barrier that is so jarring to cross that you will find different species of flora and fauna on both islands despite the fact that they are only about 35 kilometers apart. The Wallace Line proves to create a divide between Australian and Asian ecosystems, thereby creating one of nature's natural borders. Fact 37. Names of countries. According to the official records of the United Nations, there is no sovereign country in the world that starts with the letters W or X. While Wales begins with a W, it is considered a constituent country of the United Kingdom rather than an independent sovereign state. This makes W and X the only two letters of the English alphabet that do not represent the start of a recognized nation. Fact 36. Pacific Ocean and Antipode. The Pacific Ocean is so vast that certain points within it are antipodal to other points within the same ocean. An antipode is a point that is located on the opposite side of the Earth from any given location. This means that if you drill straight through the core of the planet, you will find yourself at an antipode. This is due to the fact that the Pacific Ocean covers almost 50% of the world's water surface and about 32% of Earth's total surface area. This unique geographic feature demonstrates the ocean's immense scale. Fact 35. Appalachian Mountains. Looking at the Appalachian Mountains today, you might struggle to believe that they were once rivals to the Himalayas found today. However, millions of years of erosion wore them down to the gentle hills we find in the Appalachians today. Despite this, we know that these mountains were once one of the most imposing geological structures found on the planet. Fact 34. Heavyweight Mountain. Speaking of the Himalayas, it's been estimated that Mount Everest weighs about 161 trillion kilograms. That's a lot of zeros. This is a bit of a difficult exercise to carry out, but thanks to the 7.5 trillion cubic meters that makes up the tallest mountain in the world and its purported average density, we are not surprised about the behemoth dimensions of Mount Everest. Fact 33. Countries with land in their names. Let's take a look at the countries that have the word land in their common English names. There are exactly 8 sovereign nations that end this way: Finland, Iceland, Ireland, New Zealand, Poland, Switzerland, Thailand, and the Netherlands. While other places like Greenland or England use this suffix, they are not independent sovereign states, and others like the Solomon Islands simply contain the word islands. Fact 32. The largest equatorial country in the world. We just have to make our way to Brazil to take a look at the largest equatorial country on the planet today. Sitting on both the northern and the southern hemispheres, this just proves how massive Brazil truly is. Fact 31. The Triple Continental Divide. To witness this fascinating geographical phenomenon, we have to make our way to Coudersport, Pennsylvania. This is where we will witness how water from a single geographical point flows into 3 different oceanic watersheds. We are referring to the Atlantic Ocean, the Gulf of Mexico, and the Great Lakes St. Lawrence system, another captivating work of nature. We're not even halfway yet, so if this video surprised you, like it, subscribe, and turn on notifications now. Fact 30. The longest bridge in the world. For this, we have to head to China. That way, we can get a look at the Danyang-Kunshan Grand Bridge, a bridge that is 165 kilometers long. This railway bridge is so long that it takes about 2 hours to drive from one end to the other, and that's without any traffic. Fact 29. Country with the most spoken languages on Earth. According to global records, the country with the most spoken languages on the planet is Papua New Guinea. There are approximately 840 to 850 living languages spoken across its islands, which accounts for roughly 12% of all the languages on Earth. This incredible diversity is due to the country's rugged geography, where deep valleys and dense rainforests have kept tribal communities isolated from one another for thousands of years. Fact 28. The 100th largest country in the world. This distinction goes to Eritrea, which measures approximately 117,600 square kilometers. Located in the Horn of Africa, this country is roughly the same size as the state of Pennsylvania. An interesting highlight of Eritrea is its capital, Asmara. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, famous for its remarkably preserved Italian futurist and Art Deco architecture, earning it the nickname Piccola Roma, Little Rome. Fact 27. The landlocked sea. Let's make our way to California so that we can take a look at this so-called landlocked sea. Referred to as the Salton Sea, this is actually a large landlocked lake that is located in the Coachella Valley area. Apparently, it was formed when the Colorado River accidentally overflowed into the area in 1905. Despite its features as a lake, it is still referred to as the Salton Sea. Fact 26. Most polluted. According to the records, you'd find that while Chad is considered to be the most polluted country in the world due to its dust-filled air and environmental degradation, you will find that Dhaka, Bangladesh, is the most polluted city in the world. Fact 25. The smallest country in South America. This distinction goes to Suriname. It covers a total area of approximately 163,820 square kilometers. This makes it the smallest independent sovereign nation on the South American continent. Despite its small relative size in the region, it ranks roughly 91st in terms of land area globally, making it larger than many countries in Europe and the Caribbean. Fact 24. Most populated megalopolis. When it comes to the most populated city in the world, that title goes to Tokyo, with more than 37 million people calling it home. However, when it comes to the most populated megalopolis, which describes a region that consists of a network of urban areas, we must turn your attention to the Guangdong, Hong Kong, Macau, Greater Bay Area with more than 70 million people calling it home. Fact 23. Yellowstone Double Chamber. Many of us may know about the massive supervolcano that sits in the Yellowstone National Park. Contrary to popular belief, there are two massive magma chambers underneath as opposed to one. The upper chamber is about 5 to 10 miles deep from the surface, while the other is a deeper, larger chamber that goes down a further 20 to 45 miles into the ground. This makes Yellowstone even more geologically complex than you could ever imagine. Fact 22. Years with high mortality rates. According to the record books, it is believed that 1918 was one of the deadliest years in recorded history. Back in 1918, up to 60 million people were unfortunate enough to lose their lives due to World War I and the Spanish flu combined. While 2020 was a tragic year due to the COVID-19 pandemic, with approximately 1.8 million deaths that year, it does not compare to the catastrophic loss of life in 1918. Both periods, however, were unfortunate times for the entirety of the planet. Fact 21. Mountain-moving earthquakes. Did you know that earthquakes can be so powerful that they can alter the shape of mountains forever? These violent tremors can alter the peaks of a mountain in mere minutes. Just look at how the earth-shattering 2015 Nepal earthquake took an inch off Mount Everest. Just goes to show you how powerful an earthquake really is. Fact 20. How many of us made it to 100? According to the official records as they stand today, you'd find that only about 0.0087% of us were born on or before 1925. That means that only a handful of us are more than 100 years old. When we look into the proper numbers, that means that about 720,000 people lived through most of the 20th century. This just shows how we must enjoy every moment of the life we are given if we can. Fact 19. Singing sand dunes. Over in China, you will find an interesting phenomenon when you visit the Gobi Desert. When you find yourself there, you might be haunted by the mysterious singing sand dunes that you find when the sand slides there. It is so audible that you can hear it from miles away. The planet is truly filled with fascinating phenomena. Fact 18. Use of the euro in South America. It may sound crazy, but it's true. Sure, the euro is the currency for pretty much all the countries that are members of the European Union, but you'd find that it is used in French Guiana. Well, because of their affinity with France, a prominent member of the European Union. Defined as a department of France, French Guiana follows the same rules and laws prescribed to mainland France. Fact 17. Antarctica's triple extreme title. Did you guys know that Antarctica has the title of being the driest continent in the world? Unsurprisingly, it is also the coldest and the windiest continent on the planet as well. Interesting stuff, right? It is so dry that some regions of this continent have not received any precipitation for millions of years. This just shows that cold does not automatically mean wet. Fact 16. The official languages of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Many of us watching may scoff at this entry, especially as the official language of Bosnia and Herzegovina is, well, Bosnian. That said, the country also has two more official languages, the first of which being Serbian and the other being Croatian. Better whip out your translation dictionaries if you planned a visit to this region. Fact 15. The Uruguay-Argentina island border. Ever heard of an island border? Well, that is what you get when you make it to the Uruguay-Argentina border. This island border exists as a natural land border between both South American countries. As you can imagine, this shows us how nature can create some of the most unique borders in existence today. Fact 14. Country with the most pet dogs. It may not come as much of a surprise to you guys, but it looks as though the US is the country with the most pet dogs on the planet. The country has claimed 90 million of man's best friends as their close companions compared to Brazil, who comes in second with 55 million pets. That said, when it comes to pet owners per every 100,000 people, you will find that Hungary of all places tops the list of dog owners. That's statistics for you, huh? Fact 13. The population concentration in China. The interesting thing about China is how it stretches for about 3,107 miles from north to south, but more than 94% of the country's population lives in the eastern part of China. This is despite the fact that there are tons of resources in the western region. This serves to represent the most dramatically uneven population distribution across a country. Fact 12. Population statistics. Statistics are at it again. This time, we take a look at the distribution of the 8 billion or so people on the planet. Considering how there are also about 195 recognized countries on the globe, this means that the average population of a country is about 42 million. Fact 11. The most developed country in the world. Thanks to the Human Development Index, in which they were able to attain a score of 0.967 out of 1, Switzerland has proved itself to be the most developed country in the world. Norway will feel a bit hard done by to come second as they scored 0.966, while Iceland comes in third with 0.959. Fact 10. Gangkhar Puensum. Next up, we make our way to Gangkhar Puensum, a mountain in Bhutan. Measuring in at about 7,500 meters tall, it is believed to be the tallest unclimbed mountain in the world. It has gone unclimbed for a couple of reasons. Not only is it quite dangerous to climb, its religious significance to the Bhutanese people means that it will go unclimbed for quite some time to come. Fact 9. The most densely populated island country. Considering how there are several island countries in the world today, it may interest you guys to know that the most densely populated island country in the world is Singapore. This is because it's been estimated that there are 7,800 people per every square kilometer in the tiny 734 square kilometer country. Fact 8. The largest uninhabited island. This title goes to Devon Island. With a landmass of roughly 55,247 square kilometers, this island is located deep within the Arctic region of Nunavut, Canada. It is remarkably similar in size to the country of Croatia. Yet while Croatia is home to nearly 4 million people, Devon Island has a permanent population of 0. The island is so barren and cold that NASA uses its Mars-like terrain to test planetary rovers and train for future missions to the Red Planet. Fact 7. The largest country in North America. It may surprise you guys to hear this, but the largest country in North America is Canada, made up of about 9,984,670 square kilometers of land. It makes up about 41% of North America. The US comes in at a close second as it is made up of about 9,518,644 square kilometers of land, thereby making up 39% of North America. Fact 6. Country on all 4 hemispheres. This distinction goes to the island nation of Kiribati. Made up of 32 atolls and reef islands spread out in the Pacific Ocean, it is home to about 120,000 people. Fact 5. The smallest country in Asia. Made up of just about 298 square kilometers, you'll find that the Maldives is the smallest country in all of Asia. Made up of about 1,200 coral islands, this beautiful country is home to a little more than 500,000 people. Fact 4. The largest population of a country solely found in Europe. With a population of approximately 84 million, Germany holds the title for the most populous country, located entirely within the European continent. While Russia and Turkey have larger total populations, they are both transcontinental nations with significant portions of their land and people located in Asia. This makes Germany the demographic heavyweight of the European mainland. Fact 3. The 100th most populated country in the world. The answer to this interesting bit of trivia is none other than the country of Belarus, as it is home to about 9.2 million people. Things might change soon as the country is losing population slowly in recent years due to low birth rates and emigration. Fact 2. Longest commercial passenger territorial flight. This extended trip took off from Papeete in French Polynesia in a bid to cover the 15,700-kilometer distance to Paris, France. Unbelievably, this flight took 16 hours and 25 minutes long. Fact 1. Country with the longest name. We finish off with something quite interesting. Apparently, the country with the longest name in the world is the UK. Formerly recognized as the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, its name is 46 characters long without spaces. This is in stark contrast to countries like Chad, Fiji, Iran, and 7 others that have the shortest names because they are only 4 characters long. More unbelievable geography facts are coming. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single one.